As we are here live for a Saturday matinee show, there's so many words, so I put it in the crawl. This is a Campbell's Corner episode. Field reporter, museum traveler extraordinaire, Boo Berry Jim Campbell has traveled to the Svengoolie exhibit in the Rubber Chicken Museum in the Archie McPhee store in Seattle. Welcome back again, Boo Berry.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Is that remind is as you were saying that, is there more than one rubber chicken museum? I don't know.
Again, it is a intrinsic. It is part of a Campbell's Corner. It is baked into the Campbell questioning mind, the inquiring mind of a Boo
Yes.
Berry to throw out boomerang questions that call for research. I do not know. I will anticipate. I will suspect there is but one single rubber chicken museum in the world at this time, but it does call for confirmation and research.
I actually hope there's only one. I don't know.
You who have just been there. All right, so let's just a few seconds ago before we hit the go live, because I was also prepping this we are here today in recognition of the birthday of Rich Coase, the man in the hat, the man who portrays Svengoolie, who had portrayed son of Svengoolie in his youth. We're here with our annual celebration of the Rich Coase birthday. But let me say, I was prepping tomorrow's material,
Oh,
and in doing so, we are now in Google Chrome and on YouTube in the time slot that is roughly maintained by MIB. And in the tradition of MIB, we're having coffee in the museum. But this is a different museum. This is the rubber. Anyway, so then also playing through Safari, then we were hearing the voice of Rob Liefeld and not figuring out where it was coming from. So I had to shut down the Safari. So here we are. Here we go. But now with all this stage setting and all this business, let's first come to Mr. Boo Berry. What was your experience of the Rubber Chicken Museum?
the Rubber Chicken Museum in Seattle, Washington. It's in the back area of Archie McPhee. Um, it's great for those of us in Chicago who've gone to Uncle Fun on Belmont Street. I don't remember how long ago they closed. It's been a while though. I can't remember if it was before or after COVID. Oh, okay.
Nanette is joining us, and she is stating that she is looking forward to seeing and hearing the Boo Berry review. So here we are now, jumping in, diving in, as we say around here, to the review.
Okay, I'll try to keep it. My friend, he lives in Seattle. I did not know that Archie McPhee was such a big deal. I talked to Mr. C, and he was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "Really?" I didn't know it was a big deal. I was like, "Okay." So we went there on. It was so we went there like 15 minutes to close or so, and on a Friday, and my friend and I said we have to come back tomorrow because there's just so much stuff to check out, and I rarely say that. So we came back the next day in the morning. It was first of all, they have so much merchandise, and it's all full too, which I like. I mean, another thing about Seattle, which I don't know why I can't get my mind around it, they have a lot of Bigfoot slash Sasquatch merchandise. So there's just a ton of just all sorts of action figures and shirts and rubber eraser tops and that type of thing. So I'd say that's a good chunk of the Archie McPhee shop. Also, so you walk in, it's a lot of like Archie. It's a lot like Uncle Fun. There's just a lot of odds and ends, shirts, stickers, little weird doodads, and I'm trying to think what else was going on there. So yeah, it's a really nice. It's a big store. It's a really pretty big store. It's probably like I'd say 4 times as big as Uncle Fun in Chicago. I'd say it's the size of like your average Walmart. Actually, it's pretty big. Yeah, it's really big and it's full. The people who work there, they were really busy. They are constantly constantly restocking chickens. And so that was like,
Now we're referencing Uncle Fun, and as
yes,
Nanette can testify, Uncle Fun was a legendary Chicago shop. If you're coming from Chicago area and you want to comment in the comment section on Uncle Fun, please do so. If you're coming from a different municipality, a different area, even a different time zone, even if you're across the pond and you want to comment on your joke shop, your fun shop, your place that would have novelty items for good, clean fun, please feel free to put that in the comments section. But let me also say, well, here, let's get right into it. Let's go. So this t-shirt that you got me, sir, it is a fine softness quality to it. It is a well-made t-shirt. I appreciate you bringing me back souvenir edge. So let's do the physical items, then we'll go into the photos. So the time you're speaking of, you're right there, and you're like, well, do you have? I do already have that rubber chicken. I do have the glow-in-the-dark rubber chicken. Once we get to C2E2, again, we will be giving away promotional rubber chickens here with the little QR code to follow the Mr. C Dives In channel. I say this again to set the stage. So here comes the exact rubber chicken that Booberry brought back. Look at the surprise. Look, I mean, again, we often like to get into the details of stuff here. This is not a cheap paint job here, or it might be inexpensive, but it is well done. We got some texture on this chicken, the standard look of shock, the surprise face of this rubber chicken. And this guy is the squishy stress rubber chicken, stress ball style rubber chicken, squishy variety. And as it says right here, on his tag, comes in the little netting stress. Let me get upside down or right side up here. Stress rubber chicken, extra, not just regular squishy. So Jim, you were there on the shelves. Did they feature regular squishy and extra squishy, or did they only feature extra squishy?
I hope they just had extra. There was, a lot of chickens.
A lot of chicken. Let's go
They
back to the comments.
Squishy shirts and stickers and all different types of chicken sizes, and a lot of them, yes, stressed chicken.
That acknowledges the cuteness of the stressed chicken. Let's come to the bumper sticker, which is the exact. Look at that. You can put it. Look at it. It's the exact to scale how they have it on the t-shirt. So that makes sense, right? Why be resizing your images from your bumper sticker to your t-shirt? But this is a valued addition to our you can see I didn't take down all my Dracula items from our recent Dracula episode here, but this will make another worthy entry into the overall decor of the backdrop. Let's also go, again, going through the physical items. If you want, you can find it right there. There's the at Archie McPhee on the Insta and the TikTok. There's the old 206-297-0240. The envy of the world. That's a little bold, but you know what? When you're the top rubber chicken producer of all the lands, you can get bold like that. Let's talk more monkey, Archie McPhee. Comedians they are. Comedians. And even the bag. I'm saying, like, I don't know that we featured very much here bags before, but as long as you conveyed the articles to me, the items here. So this is the exterior of the store captured here in the bag. Did you, I mean, like, would you say it's vibrant? Would you say it's unique? Would you say it's attention getting? How would you describe the exterior of the Archie McPhee store?
As soon as I drove up, I saw a big piece of bacon on the side. I said, I think that's the place. That is. And the big Sasquatch, Bigfoot, what do you want to call him?
And the other side of the bag, just the same as the, says there, 1300 North 45th Street, Seattle. A nice place to stop. All right, let's get into the photos that Booberry Jim Campbell was kind enough to shoot from there. Let me just flip around a bit here. This is, let's start with Captain Archie. Tell us what you can about fortune telling Captain Archie.
It reminded me a lot of, what is that, Zoltar from the big movie with Tom Hanks?
Uh-huh.
I don't remember. I think if you put money in it, you get a fortune or something. I got to tell you, I was so overwhelmed by the whole thing. I also got to add, they had a lot of monster things, which is always nice. And just so much random, rubber animals and stuff, and
Like an explosion of creativity and ridiculousness in the
it's
best of ways.
a lot of aliens, a lot of glow in the dark stuff, and so yeah, so Captain Archie, I believe, is in the middle of the store. He's right, I believe, in front of the Chicken Museum. So I don't know if you can see, but and he's right next to. Um, if you're going to the right of him, there's a really big chicken that you can take pictures with. I don't know
Would
if I
that be this
there,
chicken?
there I am.
Billed as so now you are, you know, if people haven't seen us stand next to each other before, you are a good decent bit taller than I, and now to scale, this world's largest rubber chicken seems that he's got a good head taller than you, maybe because he's got his platform to stand on. What was your experience of this, the world's largest rubber chicken?
I liked it, but if you look at that picture to the left, I believe is a wolf in sheep's clothing, which was very creepy. I didn't like being next to that.
I'm glad you're explaining that. I wouldn't want to be next to a wolf in sheep's clothing either, in real life or in a store.
Yes.
I had assumed it was like a snowman figure, but again, with their wild sensibilities, I can see why they would have a wolf in sheep's clothing.
So that's right. Yeah. So I believe in back of that blue backdrop is Captain McPhee. This was taken right in front of all the chicken stuff you can purchase. That reminds me, quick little side note. I was talking to one of the employees. They're all very nice too. I don't know how we got on the topic, but she mentioned that at one point they closed the store down so Mr. Paul Rubens could shop in peace.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So I don't know. She didn't she didn't let me know what he bought because I think there was kind of a little
right. You want to give the general information, but not give away somebody's private.
Yeah, kind of like it was like a HIPAA thing. Like I can't. This what is that? McPhee patient confidentiality, which I thought was interesting.
A Pee Wee Herman NDA non-disclosure agreement, something kind of
so
like.
She was very respectful. She just said but she did say he was a very nice man. So I assume he bought a lot of chickens. I don't know.
Maybe it was a lot of Bigfoots. Maybe it was a mixed bag.
Perhaps.
Let's see. What do we have here? So now this is the just one of the exhibits.
That was just some. I guess they come in different colors. There's a blue chicken, and some have. I think it's like a life preserver shirt. I couldn't figure out what that was, but.
All right, moving on. Now we do have some video to play, and we will get to that in just a little second. But let me also say now, I often identify as we are a smaller channel here. I am a hobbyist and an amateur and a hobbyist. Now, if somebody wanted to see like a professional view of the place, then Jacob, the carpetbagger, he's a pro YouTuber, and he has a whole half-hour video of his trip there. I would say to go ahead and check that out. And then also the Archie McPhee people themselves captured at the time the Rubber Chicken Museum ribbon cutting. So I wanted to give shout outs and references over there.
I wonder if the mayor showed up for the ribbon cutting and parade. And
who is the mayor of Seattle, and were they there? Again, Campbell Boomerang Booberry questions that call for further research. We will continue to operate within that world. Now, let me see. Okay, so as the video is right here. Okay, so when we play this video for about a minute and 9 seconds, I think we'll be cut off from the audio. So just prepping our viewers, be they live or be they on the replay. So let's take the video recap as shot by the hand of Booberry. Here are the highlights of the Sven exhibit and the rubber chicken. Excellent camera work, Booberry. Excellent. Let's note that right next to the Sven photo in the exhibit is the JP Patches the Clown. I've done a small amount of research to learn that this was like the local clown of perhaps morning TV, but the Seattle area clown as other areas, such as we grew up with Bozo. So shout out to JP Patches for being a clown who utilizes rubber chickens in the Great Northwest territory of Seattle.
I like two of the. So first of all, I did take the photo, the video. My friend Steve did. Just so you know, don't want to steal credit. He did a great job. That's why I was like, you handle it because that's his job to do this stuff. But I love how there's a picture of the San Francisco chicken. Is that really San Francisco chicken?
Yes. Right? Who then changed his name later to become like the famous chicken. But yes, the baseball mascot, right? Yes.
I thought that was a nice little touch. But...
Man, a lot of rubber chicken goodness. All right. Other thoughts on the museum itself?
Like I said, they also had a lot of like Christmas lights and just masks, a lot of really neat Seattle shirts with Bigfoot and the chickens and other thing. Yeah, it was just everyone's really nice. The prices are pretty good. Like I said, they really have a lot of stock. I don't know, I mean, they just had a ton, like just hundreds of Bigfoot rubber erasers and action figures and such, and a lot of monster stuff, a lot of aliens too, which I really liked, and just a lot of interesting novelty things.
Another comment in the comments, Nanette, is yes, the stained glass chicken looked both pretty and had an artisan element to it. And it would have never crossed my mind to create a stained glass rubber chicken. Appreciate Nanette piping in commentary on that. Now let me again flip. Oh, that's not the right one. That's almost the right one. Here we go. Let me again flip around to look at the Archie. No, not over there. Okay, here we go. From the Archie McPhee website, just to visit over there a little. Obviously a kid-friendly, looking at the same area that you just highlighted in the video, the signed rubber chicken by Rich Coase by Sven. Now I noticed he's got a very neat, when I looked at the close-up, he's got a definitely a neat print to his words here. I think when you're not with a big long line of people waiting to get your autograph and maybe you have a moment to dedicate, you can have a certain quality to your scripting on your signature. And again, just referencing, there's all a lot of good fun over there with let me flip us back to being this way here. Before we close out, Mr. Booberry, tonight's feature on the Svengoolie show, as we approach the mid-March birthday of Rich Coase. Happy birthday to Rich Coase. Have you seen ever the War of the Worlds?
Oh my. I get confused. Did Tom Cruise make them do the remake, or was
there is? Oh, so the fair question. There is absolutely a Tom Cruise remake. Yes.
Okay. I feel like I've seen little bits of it, but I've never seen the whole. Was it a radio program before it became a movie, or
even now? You see, within 2 minutes here, you've covered the entire history.
Okay.
So there was the 50s. I think it's 1953 is the motion picture that's being shown tonight, and before that movie ever got made, there was the famous radio broadcast where Orson Welles was the driving force and the producer. And people were so convinced by the voice actors that the Martian invasion was in fact real, that there was a mass hysteria, an actual mass panic. People did not know it was just a theatrical radio broadcast. Many people took it to be a newscast radio broadcast. And so there was great upheaval, making it a legendary experience. So my memories of the actual mid-50s, 1953, I think it is. And let me take this minute to say, do check Chris Hamby and the Silver Screen Reflections blog, because as did Hamby, just recently hit it out of the park for his Dracula coverage. Once again, Chris Hamby had full boat coverage of everything you'd want to know and more about the War of the Worlds movie. But my memory is being a little kid still, and when broadcast on WGN TV, Channel 9,
Mhm.
Family Classics show hosted by Fraser Thomas, because Family Classics was only showing like important movies, right? And so there was this just the colors of the time of the filming of the movie, and being in awe of it and being wowed by it, being scared by it. But so this was like considered a major, major, major motion picture and slots into 50s sci-fi relatively early on in color movies. So there's just a lot of good stuff coming up tonight. And then I also want to reference our people in the Reddit community here. People also saying uh, Dirk saying he also remembers seeing it from Family Classics. Uh, Screen name Captain Tight Pants is so looking forward to seeing the movie tonight. Screen name Three Legs again says it's the best part to get the Sven bits. My Hero Link says one of the all-time favorites. Flemo saying now we're talking an all-time classic. Venus, I should say, Marmalade, always a contributor to Reddit, saying looking forward to the picture tonight. Dusty Pony, a lot of the Reddit Sven community very excited for the movie tonight. Mr. Campbell, as we know, we can't always sit down and commit to the movie. How will your night go, sir? Will you be watching War of the Worlds? Do you have other things to go booberry about with? What is on your horizon?
I am supposed to go to my friend's stepfather's birthday party, but maybe I'll try to get back. Is Plan B from Outer Space? Is that a parody then of?
I wouldn't say it's a direct parody, but it was an attempt
Right.
towards the same themes of sci-fi and invasion. And I know as we're closing, let me back around. I'll always forget something and I'll always miss something. Previously on this channel, when I spoke on rubber chickens, there was Jim Campbell in the comment section. I wonder what the Sven future holds for us. I meant to open with this. What a quizzical look I have there. But from your comment at that time, it's like you were planting the seed from one rubber chicken discussion to this current, which was at the time a future rubber chicken discussion. So great to have the segment of Campbell's Corner across time around here. Great to have Booberry contribution. Any closing thoughts, any parting final messages to convey at this time?
So I believe it's February 28th. The C2E2, is that 2 weeks away or more or less? And will Mr. Svengoolie be there?
He is scheduled to appear. It has yet to post in the appearances tab, which I guess they want to always be cautious and dot their I's and cross their T's before they officially list things in the appearances tab. But best of my knowledge, it would be the same system of Friday midday having a signing from the autograph area, and then Saturday later afternoon, early evening to have the panel. Traditionally, John Shaky Suntress of the Word Balloon YouTube channel and podcasts, formerly of WSCR Sports Radio, formerly a guest, kind enough John was to come around and talk about Sven with us here. That is the anticipated format, and we look forward to the official confirmations. Sometimes the crowds are not to your interest. Sometimes you choose to navigate through the crowds. What are your current thoughts? Would you expect to make it? Would you maybe not make it this time around for C2E2?
I'd be willing to go on a Friday. The crowds aren't too crazy.
All right. Nanette, and thank you to Nanette for the commentary contribution. Looking forward to C2E2. Always a great time seeing Sven there. That has definitely become part of my C2E2 tradition is to get some pal around time with Nanette while we are in the autograph line for Sven. So again, we will see how the stars align and how it all comes together, but it's absolutely something to look forward to.
Yeah.
All right. I think as we are still under the half-hour mark here, I think we're all good and covered. I'm looking forward to More of the Worlds tonight. I am looking forward to the actual birthday of Rich Coase. I'm looking forward to C2E2. And Nanette says, thanks for the review of the museum, a place I would have to leave my wallet at home with good caution. With good caution. Coming up soon, because Chai Star is not available to pitch the question of when is the next live stream.
Oh,
But
yeah.
most likely tomorrow, Sunday, we'll be right back here with screen name Sven fan number one Sven fan, to show he had previously been around to show his Svengoolie train. He has Monster Room 1 in his residence. He has Monster Room 2 in his residence. So most likely tomorrow, we will be right back here with Russ, a.k.a. Sven fan number 1, to check out his designs of his monster rooms. All right. Any sign-off commentary?
The only quick little story I have to tell is I think I mentioned this before. It was very funny when I was at the Chicken Museum. I texted Mr. C, asking him, what I asked you, would you like wanted me to pick up anything for you while I'm here? And I said, how about a glow-in-the-dark chicken? His response was, I already have one. Which I think that just says a lot. I didn't know that he had such a thing. And he's like, I already got one. I'm like, I just thought, of course he has a glow-in-the-dark rubber chicken. It's like a coat of arms back there. Very
as replicated on the shield, as replicated on the older Svengoolie coffin, as replicated on the current Svengoolie coffin. Let us also note that one of these lunch boxes comes from the Campbell's Corner as well. So now we have multiple Campbell items in our
oh wow,
amateur hobbyist studio design over here. All right, I will close us out. Everybody have a good Saturday. We're looking forward to warmer weather and positive things on the horizon. And there's baseball in the air. There's Major League Soccer in the air, but also there's Svengoolie on the airways of the big broadcast. I'm closing us out. Thanks a lot, everybody. We will be back real soon, and we are done.